I told you so. Written by Brother P. Narrated by Brother Jerry Morley. If you are familiar with the Gospel blog, then you may remember that I work with kids who have special needs. And this column is about the lessons I have learned from those kids. One particular kid that I work with, let's just call him Adam, has a condition called Down syndrome. And he likes to tell me, I told you so. Adam doesn't say this because he told me something beforehand, and then that thing came to pass. Actually, he says it because he often does not want to perform an activity that I ask him to do, and he argues with me about it. It sounds a little like this. Me. Let's work on hitting a ball off the batting tee. Adam. I can't do that. Me. Sure you can. Let's give it a try. Adam. No, I will miss the ball. Me. I will let you pick the next activity if you give it a try. Adam. I hate hitting a ball. I set up the tee, give him the bat, and put the ball on the tee. And then he hits the ball. Adam. I told you I could hit the ball. I told you so. Me, thinking, how do you respond to that? What follows is a good time of hitting the ball with the bat, and Adam wants to continue working on that activity for the entire time I have him. What is the lesson learned? In Genesis 45, Joseph, the coat of many colors Joseph, reveals himself to his brothers and tells them to bring the whole family because they still have 5 more years of famine coming their way. I really think that Joseph missed an epic I told you so moment. He could have had the musicians start playing, got the trumpets trumpeting, and had the announcers announce that he was right and they were wrong. He could have gathered all the people together and publicly reminded his brothers of the dreams he had, where his brother sheaves had bowed down to his sheaf, or the dream about the sun and the moon and 11 stars bowing down to him. He could have reminded them that the entire family was offended by the dreams and that his dad even rebuked him. Maybe even proclaim that a day of observance be set aside to remind them of the time when they were wrong and he was right. What a holiday that would be! Sometimes you are right and someone else is wrong. Have you ever had that happen before? It might feel good in the moment to rub it in. But Joseph didn't do that. Instead, he tells them not to be angry with themselves for selling him into slavery. But it was God who brought him there to preserve life. He was able to see the bigger picture of how God was saving the family and that the conflict of the past was in the past. Are you holding on to an I told you so that you can apply it at just the right moment? Maybe an old grudge still hanging on. Old offenses you haven't let go of? Let's use this Old Testament example from the past to encourage us to look ahead to what God would rather have for us and them. I guess you could say, keep your eyes on the ball and don't let the distractions keep you from hitting a home run.